thing got screwed up. I don't know what's going on here. We have to do this one more time. Jesus. This is painstaking bullshit. Alright. Get some DX again. CQ, hello CQ, CQDX, CQDX, 29209, Central Florida, calling, CQDX, standing by. Around DX land, around DX land, 209, Central Florida, calling CQDX, standing by. Roger, Unit 99, Michigan. We got a copy on you. I think that's what your call is, Unit 99. You got 209 here in Central Florida here, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. I go by Niner, over.
Okay, Roger on that, Niner, 89er. Yeah, there's quite a bit of noise out there. I apologize there. But yeah, you're making a fine trip down this way into Central Florida here. No problems whatsoever, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. Yeah, I've got you 5 and 7 for your signal report. 5 on the audio, 7 on the signal string. Get your 7 good up here in the state of Michigan. I'm not hearing any problems with your audio or seeing any problems with your RF signal either.
Yeah, Roger that. You're giving me about between 5.9 plus 10 there. I was just looking at the meter, so you're doing good there, Roger.
All right, Dickie, yes, appreciate that. Yeah, I was talking about a friend of mine's Galaxy 959 that I just repaired. I'm just trying to make sure that the audio circuit's going to hold up right now.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, it's just maybe a slight off, but the audio sounds good. But the transmit frequency is just a hair off. Not bad though.
Yeah, you can't get them perfect because they always want to drift off a little bit, you know. As the radio heats up and cools down, so it's hard to get them perfect.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, the Galaxy radios are pretty famous for they don't stay lined up. I think it's because they don't put enough what do they call those TXO filters? When they get warm, they start to drift or whatever. But yeah, that's classic. That's pretty classic. But well, let's making a trip here to Florida. No problem, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. Like I said, I had to do some major repair in the audio thing, so I had to replace the audio IC capacitors in there, so hopefully it'll hold up for them this time. I put heavy duty components in there.
Hey, Roger that there. Roger that. I'm sure there's a pot in there to adjust your frequency, transmit frequency. Inject a signal in there and on sideband or whatever, and get it that on there. You know, like get a signal generator or something, and then hook it into that, and then adjust your frequency there. It's not bad. It's just a little slight off. Not that bad.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I got it as close as I can get it with the equipment I got here, so if it's off about 10 hertz or so, there's not a lot I can do about that, over.
Yeah, Roger that there. Well, it's working. Whatever you did, it's working, modulating, all that sort of stuff. So it's doing good. I remember the earlier Galaxies used to be really good. I mean, the real earlier ones, they never had any problems. I think as the time goes on, in the 2000s, I think that's when they start to go downhill. I'm not positive on that, but that's what I hear, you know. But I don't know if that's the newer one or the older one.
This is a fairly new one. It's the 959 Bravo, which has the blue display and
Oh, okay, Roger that. That's what I figured that there. Yep. Well, it's definitely working. Modulation's there, so you did something to get something going on with it there. So it's definitely modulating.
Anyway, you enjoy your day. Thanks for checking with me. God bless you and the family. 106 up in Washington, getting out the way.
Yeah, I had another station keying in there with you. It was real hard to copy it, but... 106 up there.
Roger on that there, my friend. Well, you take care of 7-3 up there in Michigan there. Yeah, there's some other stations out there pigpiling each other on top like a bee's nest. So, yeah, thanks for the comeback. And, yeah, it's working. The audio's working fine for you there. So, you got 209 Operator J here in the southeast coast of Florida waving back.
The gentleman in Florida that's talking to the Michigan station, can we go down to channel 35 over?
Roger. Okay.
Clarify. It's just a stop.
All right, that station out of Michigan, you on 35 here, 209 Central Florida.
Yes, sir. I got much better copy on you. Do you know how far the radio is off frequency and how high or how low it is?
I think it's got to go up one. It's got to go up one. It's set down low. It might have to be just pinched up just a hair. That's about it.
Okay, I dialed back the RF power on the knob at the front of the radio there. Did that get rid of that pinched up sound over?
Yeah, Roger that there. Yeah, it's off, but it's sounds low. It might have to come up maybe a KC, maybe a KC, just a pinch, and you should be good to go. I think. I'm just guessing, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. All right, well, I'll get the radio back and start. I'll do some more work on it and see what I can do for it over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, the best thing to do is I think the pot is near the front. I think it is towards the front of the radio. I forget what number it is to line up the frequency. Get the clarifiers in the middle and the clarifier in the middle. And see, that's the other thing too. When you have open clarifiers, they're more of a pain in the neck than they're really are supposed to be on there. But yeah, you get a signal generator, inject the signal in there, and get yourself a good frequency counter and adjust your signal strength. I don't know what kind of equipment you got, but you know, I see a lot of that going on, and so you'll be all set. So right now, I mean, it's working, it's doing its job, it's doing its thing what it's supposed to do. So I'll just let you know that, Roger.
Yeah, I appreciate your time and input on that too. I really do. Like I said, the clarifier
Hey, Sammy.
is still locked, so it only controls the receive frequency, not the transmit. Over.
Yeah, Roger that there. Jeez, I'm trying to. Some people done it by ear. It's like a clarifier. They adjust the RX. The RX, they do it by ear, and I've heard people do it. But to transmit, you have to have it on a counter or something with a signal generator or whatever. So I don't know.
Well, being a 1 kilohertz
Hello, Sammy.
that's off a whole lot. It might be off 100 hertz or something, but that seems to be a little more realistic. But yeah, I can look into it a little bit later this afternoon. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt at all. There, it's like I said, it doesn't sound far off. It sounds it's on the low side. It should be up like maybe a couple or maybe one or two, maybe if that. Give it or take. Just put like a tone in there. See how far you're off. Maybe a couple KCs off, probably. I'm not sure, but I'm just going off of my head there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. Well, I appreciate all your help, and like I said, I'll take the cover back off, and I'll put the 1 kilohertz going up to the mic input here, and I'll check to see what frequency it's really transmitting on there, and yeah, I'll look into it better. But other than that, you say it's modulating pretty well?
Oh yeah. You got plenty of modulation. Sounds crystal clear.
Okay, what about that? Really, because it was pitched up, and I turned the RF power back a little bit, because I need to know so I can make that adjustment too while I'm inside the radio.
No, the RF power seems fine. Where you had it sounds fine. It's just the audio's fine. The whatever else, it's off frequency. It's up. It's down low. You got to come up a little, just a pinch. It shouldn't be off. You're almost there, but you can tell it's frequency.
Yeah, okay. I put the RF power knob back where I had it when we first started talking. Does it sound like it's pinching up at all right there?
No, negative.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I got this thing to where it's dead keys 4 watts and it'll swing to 18.
Yeah, Roger that. Roger that. It's modulating. It's not garbling or anything like that. The only thing I make it probably garble is if it's turned up all the way in the inside. That's what I never do. You don't want to make a radio does that splattering thing, and they'll make it all muddy and everything, and everybody else will hear it. If you know what I mean, it's like the big thing now. Everybody wants to have it all clean, you know.
Yeah, I'm all about making it clean, so that it's easier on everybody else out here, you know. I'm also a licensed AM operator, so I've been working on this stuff for quite some time. Anyway, yeah, this, like I said, this is a friend of mine's Galaxy that, you know, he's a CB operator, and, you know, I thought I could go ahead and give it a look-see and see what I can do to get it straightened out for him, over.
Yeah, Roger that. All you got to worry about now is just getting it on frequency. That's about it. That's all I could say. But either than that, it's working. Sometimes you know, there's another trick too. Sometimes them crystals wear out. They got replacement crystals for the galaxies, the galaxies, the RCIs, and all that. You can look it up online. I forget who. Oh, jeez, I can't remember the company, but I'm sure. Yeah, you can probably even replace the crystal in there too, because that could be a cause too. I've done that before, and it gets it right back in. But I mean, less work for you. All you probably gotta do is just bring it up a little bit, and if it doesn't hold, and maybe the crystal could be going down, just weakening. Roger. Yeah, Roger that. That's why if I use my old President Jackson radio, I'll have another monitor on, and I make sure that clarifier is dead center, and I know the sound of my voice, and then it'll be fine. And I lined that radio best I could, but that was the stupid clarifiers. I can't stand them. They should just have just one clarifier, and it'll do everything, you know, like a VFO. I just don't understand it, you know.
Yeah, I don't like the box clarifier with the transmit at all. So when people start turning that clarifier to try to hit somebody and they'll throw their transmit frequency off. So that gets me real puzzled when I'm talking to people who don't know how to use it correctly, over.
Yeah, Roger that. Yeah, well. Yeah, because the President Jackson I have here came like that from the factory, so it was already, you know, been done like that, and I like I said, I aligned it best I could. I got a mark where it's got to go. You can't put it at 12 o'clock because there's a notch there, and you got to put it after the notch towards the left, like just right after the notch, and you'll get it right on, dead on. So I got to fire that radio up one day. I haven't fired that thing up in a long time. I have like an old radio day. I got that in an AR 144 in really good condition, like mint. Yeah, it's good to have some old radios. I'm running a Anytone 666 Quad Pro one right now. I'm using right now 104 with the serial antenna. Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I tell you what, this is actually my favorite little radio I've ever owned. I didn't think I'd like it. If I didn't like it, I would just sell it for what I got it for. Just sell it outright. But I mean, I really do like this little thing. It does its job. I've done 10 meters, the other bands, you know, and and I got this D104 I'm using right now. I had to actually restore it. It was all messed up in the inside. It was all miswired, and I put a new mic cable on it. It was just, the other one was all not original. It was all It was like a fat cable, not the original cable. It's usually the static type, the rubber kind, not the thin kind, but this mic was made in '76. So I got an old Cobra hand mic, one of them ugly mics that it can barely fit in your hand, just so pain in the neck to key up. And I says that's going to be a next candidate to put that cable onto this microphone. So I wired it into the mic, and there's like that strain relief. I removed that, so now I got a whole, it looks just like original, pretty much, Roger.
Yeah, I copied all that. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, speaking of Cobra hand mics, I'm using one right now. It's a radio. It's one of those old style Cobra coffin hand mics that is non-amplified. And, yeah, it's hard to make a mic sound good on a radio, a lot of it depends on the mic and how old it is and all that good stuff. So, whether or not the element's good or bad, there's a lot of factors that play into it. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, that's the coffin mic you got. They call them the coffin mic. The one I had was the newer ones that had a Cobra on it. It was like a big bubbly type of microphone. It was very uncomfortable if you had to use it, but I kept it for the mic cord or whatever. So I smashed it open and got the mic cable out. Snipped the wires neat and stripped it back, and then wired it into the D104, and then it already had the 4-pin plug on it for whatever. And then I hooked it up to the Anytone. I got a one of those mic adapters I've had laying around. It actually works on the Uniden Bearcat, so I took that off that, put it on this, and it just fired right up, no problem.
Oh yeah, I got I think it's into a 4-pin adapter. I just got to wire it up however I need it, for my Anytone. But yeah, those adapters are real nice when you got them. Over.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty because I got this mic for nothing. I told the guy who bought it from, I says it's all beat up, and inside it has to be rewired, and I don't even know if the element's any good. It was just a mess. The mic cable was shot. I mean, this thing must have been in a store or something or whatever, because they had that those mics they used to have years ago in like Kmart or whatever, that kind of cable, because somebody put that kind of a cable on it, and it was just gaudy, and it was just all falling apart, and it left like black marks on your hand. That's why I put a new cable on this thing. And I don't even know what element is in this thing, because if everybody sounds this element sounds that good, I'm really surprised. I don't know if it's a crystal element or it's a ceramic or somebody put in there. Not really sure. So I'm not even going to take it apart. I'm just leaving it as is, the way I found it and the way I fixed it. It stays that way. I ain't never opening it. Yeah, I can't remember which one I put it on. I don't remember, because it didn't matter with the D104 if I remember right. And I put it on the best setting, and it sounded really good. And I heard myself with my spare radio, and so then I left it. I just cracked the D104 and then let the radio do its thing, and it sounds pretty good. Yeah, Roger that. I think that's for that microphone. The mics that came with these radios. I think that's a Electra Element. I think it was Electra Element, because if it has like a phantom power in this radio, so basically I don't think I'm running that. I think I'm running just the microphone D104's power. So I probably got it on the other setting, and then I think there's another setting in the Pro radio. put it on high or low, or I think I got it on the low side. If you put it too high, it'll sound tinny and everything. But I don't know. Whatever I did, I got it matched pretty good. I just took it out of the box, programmed it, did what I had to do, and that was pretty much it.
Oh, and I can connect the hand mic, the hand condenser mic to the front of the radio if I wanted to. So it's good to have two microphone choices anyway, without having to mess with the menu.
Yeah, roger that. Roger that there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't I think I got it on the regular setting there. Because I'm not using the phantom power of the radio. So I'm just using the amplification that's in the microphone. So I don't know. And I think there's another setting in there for sound, I think I got on the best sound I can get. And it just sounds really good, and I left it at that. I never changed nothing. No, even the D104.
Oh yeah. I don't know what you sound like in real life, but I gotta say you gotta sound awful close with that radio to what you would sound like in person. If you got a good ear, you can tell if somebody sounds natural or if there's some sort of artifact in there. And I'm not hearing any kind of artifact in there, so I'm gonna say that you're about as natural as you're gonna get on that radio.
Hey, roger that. That's what I heard. I've heard video gates of me before, and I was really shocked to hear it sounds just like me in there. It doesn't sound animated or what do you call it? They're just too loud, and it sounds like if I'm talking on a phone or something.
Right. All right, sir. Well, I appreciate all your time and stuff. Like I said, my Bailey had to do some major repair in the audio circuit on it.
Yeah, I hear you, Terry. Yeah, just
I
talking
gotta
to
tell
a
him
guy
my
here.
Maximum transistor in there. I put a new 5-pin audio IC in there. New audio capacitor. Larger capacitor into the power supply on the board there. Where the DC power comes in. So, all that's been upgraded like it's supposed to be. And so far, a lot of people like the way this radio sounds. Now it's just gotta work on using that frequency on sideband here, over.
Hey, roger that. The only thing you got to do is just adjust the TX on it. That's all you got to do, man. That's all you got to do. Other than that, I would just leave everything else alone. If it changes again, it could be a bad crystal or something, but I would just get it on frequency, dead on 500 or 35500, or if you're on 35 or whatever channel you were on. Yeah, get her dead on, and you should be good to go.
Yeah, roger that. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get off this thing, and I'm gonna bring it down on the surface of the bench here instead of where it's at now, and I'll get that cover off and start working on that transmit frequency, see if I can get it closer to being on. Thanks for all your help and all your tips, and greatly appreciate it. And this is what it's all about. With the radio hobby, it's sharing tips and ideas and getting along and doing all the right things. Over.
Yeah, roger that. Oh, there's like another. You can do it by ear. I think I said it already. You could find that pot that adjusts the TX frequency. The TX. You get another radio or something, and then speak into the microphone. If you know your voice very well, you could just adjust it to your voice or adjust it to whoever who's transmitting. Usually, a lot of people nowadays have good radios that are they're on frequency. Either you do it with your voice or just align it up like a clarifier on frequency. And I mean, I've done that before once, and it actually worked, and it was right on too. I couldn't believe it. I got a good ear for zero beating. I'm really surprised at that. But all right, man. Well, whatever you're doing, just keep going. You're in the right path there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Once again, I thank you for all your advice and everything. And I'll go ahead and get out this thing so I can start working on that and get it hopefully right on frequency. But like I said, these things have a tendency to drift a little bit one way or the other. So I'll get it as close to as fast as we can, and I think that'll wrap up the work here.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, now I think they got the newer crystals. They're a lot smaller now. They're more like they fit right onto the board. I think it was on eBay or something like that. It was something Star something. The guy sells crystals and meters, mic connectors. I can't remember the guy's shop name. He sells all that stuff, and he sells crystals, and then he's got crystals for galaxies. So one of those would actually work in that. And they're the modern ones. They're not the old school taller crystals like you know like the ones you get from Radio Shack, but they're all exposed to the metal. And that's one thing I don't understand. They never insulated these crystals in the radio. They're usually insulated so the heat don't get to it, or I don't know. Maybe they did it for a reason to get the heat away from it. I don't know. To cool it. I don't know. But yeah, these newer crystals are like almost flat into the board, and yeah, you can get meters from this guy and all kinds of shit. I can't remember. I can't remember his damn name. If I knew it, I'd tell you. I can't. Just look up CB crystals on there, and if there's something Star in there, that's the guy. I can't remember the full name, but that'll give you any help there, Roger.
QSK. Yeah, Roger, Roger. Go ahead, QSK.
Yeah, can we get a radio check now? A radio check. This is
Yeah, your radio's working. Your radio's working. Did you say you're in Ireland?
Oh, the gentleman in Florida, try to give him a holler.
Yeah, that station in Ireland. I got a copy on you. It's working, Roger. Okay, Roger that. That's what I'm running, is a D104, their microphone. Yeah, but yeah, you got 209 in southeast coast of Florida there, here at stateside, Roger. Man, I just lost them all together. There's all kinds of noise now that just rolled in.
Yeah, that happens a lot to me over here too. You know, it's either somebody else talking, or there's some kind of machine on the airwaves here that makes some kind of weird noise once in a while.
Yeah, Roger that there. Yeah, on channel 36 they got this noise. I don't know what it almost sounds like RTTY or some kind of digital sound. It's really weird sounding. I don't know. Everybody's asking, what the hell is that noise?
Yeah, I've heard that many times, even on AM mode, and that's what it is. RTTY, and some of it could be FSK and stuff like that. So why the hams are using CB frequencies to do their digital mode work is beyond me. I don't think it's really all that appropriate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I remember on channel 23 they would have it on channel 23. Yeah, 23, now 36. That's the only two that I know for a fact. Because I can remember years ago, it used to be on channel 23. I don't know if it's still on 23 or not, but that's what they used to do it. They have all that data noise is on 23. Now they moved up to 36. That don't make sense.
Well, this band and these frequencies is supposed to be strictly for digital, or strictly for analog voice communications, and when you get some hams out there that don't care about nobody else and have no respect towards anybody else, that's what happens, you know. You get some disgruntled hams, and they get out here and they start tearing things up on us, you know. Hams got dozens of them away from here. I need to bring that up there nowadays.
Yeah, hey, Roger that. You're talking to one. You're talking to one, and I have respect no matter where I go, and I treat everybody with respect, and I don't cause any hate, discontent. If they start acting up, I just turn the knob and get out of there. That's why I'm not on 38. Sometimes you catch 38 on a good day, and you got some decent people. When it starts going on with these idiots, I just turn it. I don't want to hear it, you know. But yeah. So that's how it goes. Hey, I don't know. It takes all kinds, I guess, because all those guys you hear on 38 right now, they're all from 7200 on 40 meters, and when the CB bands go dead, they go on 7200, cause more chaos. It's ridiculous.
Yep, that's why I don't operate on 7200. I haven't operated there in several years now. And they don't even get down on 80 meters and trash 80 meters pretty bad too at times.
Yeah, 80 meters. Now I heard 20 meters. They caught a guy in Florida, believe it or not, Pasadena or something, Florida. Or I saw it on YouTube, the YouTube channel there. One of those guys there. I can't remember his call sign, but the guy with the scruffy beard, not the scruffy beard, he's got like a beard a little bit. They caught the guy, and I thought, here it is. I thought the government was shut down, and then the FCC is gonna step in for that. I mean, I thought the FCC don't give a crap anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but I just try to be on my best behavior all the way around as much as possible. That way, I'm not going to get myself into trouble for one thing, and I certainly don't want to be a bad example for other people and, encourage them to do bad things on the radio either. So that's just how I feel about it personally.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I have to agree with you on that 100%. I don't want to, cause any trouble and all that garbage. I don't need that on my, on my, on my plate there, because when I get on the other bands, I treat it just like if I'm on here, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. When we get, these people out there in other countries and stuff, I try to give them a lot of respect and dignity too, just like I would on the amateur bands. And, some of them are pretty disrespectful. They don't want to come back to you in English or nothing, and they want to keep talking in their native tongue, whether it be Italian or whatever it is, and that's all right, I guess. But, I try to encourage people to, be nice to one another and don't bring any politics out here, religious stuff, and that way we can all get along. It's just really simple. Most of those subjects, and that usually starts more fights than anything else, over.
Yeah, Roger that there. I hear you there on 100% there. Yeah, I like to rag, chew, and talk and all that sorts of stuff. It makes it more fun, and you got these clowns out there. All they want to do is they spend all, excuse me, they spend all this hard-earned money on a nice radio, and then they just do all the noises and all that, and like this guy here, I think they gave him a fine, or I don't know what they did. He got caught here in Florida playing recorded messages, and like that idiot on 38. I'm surprised they haven't caught that guy yet. I'm really surprised. But this guy, he was on I think it was 40 meters or something like that. And he got caught. And I don't know if he got his license revoked or he got a big fine. I'm not sure. They don't see these guys online. They don't really tell you that much in depth, but they give you the guy shows you the affidavit or whatever the hell it is, the certificate from the FCC, and he blew it up and showed everybody, and the guy didn't really explain exactly what happened, but he was causing malicious interference with something. I don't know, but I don't know. I could see the guy if he was interfering the police department and all that. That's happened. I've heard that there was a guy in Michigan that did that. He got caught interfering with commercial broadcast, or not commercial. It was the police department. And there was another guy too in Canada. He was crazy. That guy, and there's two guys in Michigan. I think that the other two are passed away. And the one in Canada, I never hear him ever again. He probably either he kicked the bucket or he got caught, and then he don't have a radio no more.
Yeah, what you saw, man? The one in Canada, wasn't he the one that was a real big nuisance on 20 meters, causing all this discontent for the Americans?
Yeah, he used to bash all the time. I used to try to talk nice to him, and he would, then he would bash me and in a nice way, and he bashed everything about our country and all that. He can be on anytime he wants now. He can bash all he wants because I'm disappointed in this country sometimes because the way things are running. But we're not going to get into that. But you know what I mean. But yeah, that guy was just really hateful. Yeah, Jay, I'm sorry about that. That's his call sign there, KKC5 or KKC. I can't see. KKC588. That's his call.
That stuff about me either. So yeah, it must be a pretty miserable life, you know, for a person to live when they're that hateful and that miserable, and that vindictive to where that's all they focus on. You know, and it's just real sad.
So much crap.
Yeah, Roger that there. Yeah, I don't know. I guess some people just like doing that. Yeah, that guy was nasty, and he would say some real nasty things and everything. You figured the guy would, be pleasant there to talk to everybody, but no. But this guy was just serious. He was threatening people. I mean, I'm sure you heard him, but yeah, this guy was just. He was just nasty. I'm glad I don't hear that guy down there anymore, but yeah, I'm surprised he don't go on 7,200 with the rest of those bums, but they're, or whatever. But you know how that goes.
No, that guy in Canada, he pretty much picked the frequency at 20 meters, if I recall correctly, and he pretty much claimed it as his own, and he didn't want anybody on there.
Yeah, I can't remember what frequency it was, but yeah, he claimed it. And I played along. I just wanted to talk normal to him, and then he started talking normal, nice. Then he starts getting into like, oh this, you're this, you're that, and your president screwed and screwed your country, blah 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 blah. He goes on and on and on, and it's like I want to just smack this guy. I have more friends in Canada than that guy alone. I mean, I don't know what that guy's problem is. I don't know.
I don't know, but somebody must have got under his crawl something bad, for him to end up becoming that way. It's like the operator on Channel 38 that plays that 1111 thing on a loop mode or something. I sure wish that he would get off the air, and there's another one that plays that baby crying all the time. I'm not sure if it's the same operator, but anyways, those two operators can go at any time too.
Yeah, I know. It is stupid. I don't get it. And they do it on the ham radio. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. I've heard it on there on 40 meters. They all do that, but I don't go on 7,200. I just stay the heck away from it. I go on where people that talk normal and that really want to talk instead of talking jibber jabber and stupid stuff. You know what I mean? It's good the jibber jabber, but not the bad stuff.
I just, like I said, I just wish people would behave themselves better and quit acting like there's no law out here and that they're above the law or whatever, and just start acting right, doing the right things and being more appropriate on the radio and stuff like that, to start having some good morals and some common decency, that's a lot farther than all this ignorant crap, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to hear something? I remember this now. I just popped in my head now. That son of a gun up there, he got sighted. Somebody got his house. It was on satellite maps or whatever the heck it was, Google Maps. They Googled his call sign and then where his location is. They showed his house, and you can see his car in the driveway. He drives like a Volvo wagon or something. Some piece of crap car. And then you can see his antenna or whatever he's running. But I don't know. Then they had that other guy. It was another guy on, oh shoot, what was it? On 313. Oh God, he was like the professor. He thought he went to college. He had a college degree and all this. I don't think you probably not before your time, as you said you're fairly new. This guy here, he was another a nutcase, and everybody was on his case too because he was just a pain in the neck. This guy would just go on and on and on about stupid crap. But then he started to catch on, and he went down to 7,200, and everybody booted him off, and I think he got caught too or something. I forget his call sign. I don't know. My memory's just vague lately. I don't know. I got CRS, I guess. I just can't remember anything. But oh yeah. Then you got that other guy too. There's another guy I remember hearing the RCH Virginia Beach. Oh, I can't stand that guy. I would love to slap that guy so hard his mouth would fall off.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, I remember this professor quite well. I've been a ham operator for 25 years. I was first licensed July 19th of 2000. So I've been associated with the ham band for quite some time. Even though I started out as a technician, I've always had an HF rig there to listen in on until I could upgrade my license level and actually start talking on HF. But oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about with all that stuff. Like I said, I've been around this stuff for quite a long time. 25 years is a long time to me. I'm only 54, so just about half of my life I've been a ham operator, it seems like.
Oh, roger that. Yeah, I've been a ham since 1994, and I was a technician for a while, and I liked it, and then I liked HF. I was on here getting skip, and then I says I want to get upgrade my general. I had to do the 5 word per minute, which was painstakingly too slow, and I had to take the written. So now I want to get my extra class. I've been studying, jamming it, Now they're saying the government shutdown. Now they're not taking any new applicants. There's no voluntary examiners to take your tests. You can't take it online now because shutdown. Because I spent money on ham prep and I can't really use what it's worth. The only thing I could use right now is just the study questions. They give you your study questions, and then if you don't remember or not remember, if you want to know the logic of it. They explain it to you so it sticks in your head, you know what I mean? But, I spent good money on this program. Now it's like I just threw my money away. And I'm going to email these guys. Am I still have this program? I just spent money on this program. And if it's not going to work anymore, I want my money back. Because they say if you fail, they'll give you your money back. You send them your ticket or your photocopy on your phone. And give them that, and they'll give you your money back. But I don't want to get my money back. I want to put it back in there so I can redo my test. But I don't know. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So all I'm doing is just I haven't studied in 4 days, 5 days. I feel guilty. I haven't studied. But once I go in there in the books or in the pages, I'll remember quite a bit of stuff. It's just the ones that get you all the time, those ones that really they crisscross some of the answers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, all of the license classes that I've taken the test for, I've actually studied directly from the book, from the ARRL. George West also makes fantastic books too. Even if you don't have an internet connection, you can still study. Online ham test from even right now. Online ham practice test. That's all it is practice test. Just make sure you get check the version. Make sure you got the newest version. And at any time you want, and it's free. That's the nice thing about it. You can take the practice test for any level of license that they offer for free.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, no, because I bought this program and they give you all the hints and all that, plus I know the logics of some of the things on that extra exam. But I tell you what, it is a pain, and then if you miss the other questions, you can go over them again, which is good, and it makes you remember and the logic of the question, But excuse me, I was going to take the test online. You got to use your camera on your phone. You got to be in the area where there's nothing on the walls. You got to be. I'll take the damn thing in my bathtub if I have to, because there's nothing on the walls. It's just the bathroom. That's what they even said that too, because they don't want to think that you're cheating. You know, how the hell am I going to cheat? I got the phone in my hand. How am I going to hold a piece of paper in front of me or on a wall? I don't know what questions are going to be on there because when they give you a test, whatever question you read on these question polls is one question out of these of each element, study element, which you know that. And you're studying for every stinking question, 50 questions in the whole entire book. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you got to study for each and every question because you don't know what one they're going to throw at you. That's the thing. That's why they make you study 300 some questions or whatever it is that's in the poll. But, yeah, I understand what you're going through, and, you know, like I said, I had to go through it also. But since I'm familiar with the rules and regulations already and frequency allocations for each band and, you know, electronics in general, I've been an electronics hobbyist for the vast majority of my adult life. You know, those tests were pretty easy to pass, you know, whereas with somebody else that doesn't understand electronics, you know, they might have a harder time.
Yeah, man, it's like a 20-foot wire.
They made it easier to get your extra class ticket, so, like I said, you can take the practice test online for free if worse comes to worse, and, you know, that'll help you study and get better too, because it grades you as you go along. And, you know, the more you do it, the higher the grade you're going to get. And, that's one thing that has helped me in the past few. Anyway,
21.
yeah, I'm a full-on extra class operator, and I'm pretty proud of that. So I just do everything I can to, you know, make sure I'm behaved on all the amateur bands and stuff, you know. So I don't lose that privilege, you know. Cause it's hard enough to get through all the testing and stuff too.
Oh, Roger, you do have your extra?
Yes, sir. I can give you my call sign if you want to look me up.
All right, what is it?
Whiskey number 8, Golf Charlie Lima.
Okay, I got the whiskey 8 Golf Charlie Lima.
Whiskey number 8, Golf Charlie Lima, GL.
Okay, I got it. Man, you're lucky you got that all down, man. Jeez. Yeah, here it is. I'm busting my stones here. Well, I heard if you had it that long, you probably had to do 13 word a minute code. I mean, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, back when I was training.
QSK.
They already got rid of me. I could have done the code, don't get me wrong. You know, I did practice for that, and then all of a sudden they did the switcheroo on the rulings to where it was no longer required.
Yeah, Roger. You know, if they did, they'd give you a choice. You know what they should do? Either grandfather me into being an extra class. I did my code and all that, and I did the written. I did both elements. I did all that. Or if you want to do the written, take the written. You want to do the Morse code? I'll do that. I know Morse codes, but right now I'm kind of rusty in sending. But by ear, I could hear, you know, or no, sending I'm excellent, but I'm rusty by ear, by hand. You know what I mean? But I haven't done it in a while, so that's, you know, I have to start. I have tapes, but they're tapes, but they're, I don't know where the hell they are. They got lost. You know, they're old. I've had them for a long time. I'm just gonna have to buy that same company or something, maybe on CD, and just you know, brushing up on my thing, or I'll just use my coder in my radio, in one of my radios here.
QSK.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, I got somewhere.
Yeah, about that TX1. About that TX1. 104 Rhode Island, standing by.
Anyway, it took a while to get up to that level, and if you don't do it all the time, you're going to lose your speed. You know, that's the thing. You know, you got to stay on it all the time. Operate CWC, don't lose your speed. And, you know, a lot of it is, you know, using acronyms on the CW mode, use them correctly and stuff like that, so you can convey your messages very quickly, you know, to the other operators that are out there. But nowadays, it's hard to find anybody that actually sits there and taps notes.
Yeah, roger that there. Yeah. But yeah, I like the straight keyers the best. I don't like those paddles. I hate them. I never liked them. I tried one. A friend of mine had one. I gave it back. I says I don't like it. But we have a QSK in there. Go ahead, QSK. Yeah, we had a QSK out there. QSK, go ahead. Go ahead, QSK. You got 209 here in Central Florida. Go ahead. Man, what the heck? I was gonna let somebody in there join us, but they left. They didn't wait. I guess they're in a hurry. I guess.
Yeah, that's possible. He might have QS cable and I was transmitting too, so there's no way I would have been able to hear it.
Oh, roger that there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because I was gonna let him in and have him join the conversation. Because that's how it usually is on the other bands. Anybody, say if we were talking on the other bands, I usually, sometimes they have like a little round table almost, kicking around a couple, around, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, I like that too, it's just a bunch of guys that have the same interest in the same type of hobby, and we can share some ideas, or maybe tell a lie about going out fishing or something once in a while, and maybe get away with it.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. I hear you. Yeah, I'm into electronics too. I do fix some of my own stuff, and now it's just like I'm starting to hate it now. I don't know. I had a few things here. Now I just got to fix one. The only thing I got to fix now is my amplifier, my Heathkit SB200, which I got the new board for it. I had a brand new board in that damn thing when I bought it from a friend of mine, and we had a power surge, and it just blew the last capacitor towards the front on that board, the high voltage line. And I think it might have blew a cap too, because I heard a loud whistle, and then of course the arcing was just arcing over that burnt up that resistor. It's like flame-proof resistor, but that thing just disintegrated. Yeah, so that's what that really ticked me off. That amp kicked butt, man. I tell you, that SB200 would just go up there 800 like nothing, no problem. But I never pushed it. That was the other thing. I got an 811H. I don't push that. That thing does great. The only thing I did is I actually set one of my palm trees on fire because I one of the okay, Jay, I got you. Yeah, I set one of my palm trees on fire. I was running I don't know 500 watts. I was on a net, and you come to find out, my neighbor starts banging on the door, and then I just signed off, and he says, "Your tree's on fire." I'm like, and yeah, it did catch it on fire, a little spot, and then there's like a burn mark on it. I don't know if it's still on there or not, but I put some insulators. I think what happened, we had last year we had a hurricane or something like that. It made or a windstorm. The G5RV, others, I think it's the positive side, it's all hot anyways. It was my north side dipole, or wire, got off the insulator. So what I did is I had some new old stock beehive insulators. You just tied a wire in there and twirl it around and just tighten it down with the nut that's on there. And then I just screwed it right to the tree, and it ain't gonna hit the tree anymore. And I'm surprised that whole tree didn't go up in flames, because there's dead palms there too. I think it caught a couple of those on fire, believe it or not. And man, I tell you, I couldn't believe it. I never done that in my life.
Yeah, people have a tendency to not realize how high the voltage actually is on the end of an antenna, whether it's a wire antenna or any other kind of antenna. You start getting to the tip of the antenna, and you got a lot of voltage there, and it doesn't take much more to arc over and get something else, And it's a good way to kill a tree, from having the RF too close to it, even at 100 watts, What I do is I got my, it's like an 80-meter dipole wire antenna that I have, and
I only got the 103 foot G5 RV there. That's all I can use in the front. I got one going towards the driveway, towards, of course, it's insulated. Got a center insulator, the real good ones. That's the ceramic ones, the dipoles on one end. And I'm using that indoor and grounding cable for like 600 volts or more. I ran some of that and tied it off at palm tree, and it's up the insulator's above the driveway. It's way up there. Of course, the other end, like I told you, what happened, but I got that all insulated, and I got it two. What the hell is it? PVC pipes. Have it up in the air. I got one way up in the air, probably about 30 feet, 35 feet, if give or take. That's the lowest end. The highest end's on the other side of the house, but it doesn't matter how it is, as long as it works. I get good signal reports, you know, and we throw fire in the wire in it, and it does even make a big difference, of course, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, my wire antenna's never much over about 20, 25 feet from the ground. And, you know, it's an MPIS antenna, which is more of a skywave antenna. But I'll tell you what, you know, from Michigan to, say, West Virginia or Kentucky or Alabama and places like that, you know, it seems to work really well. You know, I don't often get a bunch of 4GX or anything with that setup because it's too close to the ground for that, but, you know, every once in a while I might be able to work here, but not very often.
Yeah, Roger. And the one antenna I made a dipole, my own center-fed dipole with a homemade balun. I made it. I got the enclosure. I enclosed it. I had a toroid, you know, a toroid laying around. I wound it all up and spaced them out. And that thing rocked. I used to bring it with me on vacation. And now it's sitting up at my ex-girlfriend's house. I haven't seen her in like 12 years, and I asked her, can I have my antenna back? I would like to have that dipole back, because that thing worked great. I mean, that thing, I'd be running 100 watts. I'd be working the world on that thing from her house in Michigan, in Lincoln Park, Michigan. You know where probably, I'm sure that is, because you're up there. But I used to set it up, put it on the put the centerpiece on a pole and the rest of it on the bushes, the hedges, and that thing got out. I was really surprised. And that was the best dang dipole I've ever made. And that thing, I mean, it was just, for 100 watts, I gave a lot of guys good signal reports on that, or give them good signals. And I missed that antenna. I remember making it that night, because I was making that because I was going to go up to her house. She helped me actually make, you know, cut the lengths of the wires I need. I cut it for 40 meters, as I'm a 40 meter operator. And of course, I had an antenna tuner. If I want to go somewhere else, I could tune somewhere else, or whatever, because it has a balun in it already. So that thing worked great. 20 meters, of course 40, and I don't think it would work on 80 meters. I don't remember going on 80 meters. I don't think I ever did. I think just mostly 20 and 40 meters and 10 meters, and it worked really good. I missed that damn antenna. I got because I got an enclosure from my junk box laying around here, and I sealed it. I put RTV sealant, and I put the coax pigtail from on the bottom, not the pigtail, but the connection. I sealed it from the inside, and I put like a little ground thing on the bottom of it, and then just stick it to ground or whatever. That thing worked great, man. That antenna was just a damn good dipole I've ever made. And yeah, I wish I had it. Still had it, but I don't have it. It's probably thrown away by now.
Yeah, I don't know what has happened to the antenna by now, but yeah, that's all I ever use over here on the HFNs is 100 watts and never over that. I can't afford to go out and buy an amplifier.
About 1,000 watts, but I don't care if you do that anywhere.
$1,000 now for a brand new amplifier. That's just out of my league.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother with a solid state one. They're junk, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know. I mean, if you got the solid state one tuned up and biased properly, you know, they'll generally work really good, you know. like the Blue 2 transistors that I built for, that I'm talking on now, you know, it'll only fit at 12, 11, and 10 meters.
Yeah, I don't know. I have an old friend of mine. He had before MFJ went out. He had that amplifier. He paid good money for it, and it didn't last a month, not even a few weeks, and the thing blew up. He tunes. He knows he's been a ham for moons ago. You know, before you and I were even around. I mean, he's a veteran, and he's been on the air. He used to be a radio man too, and you know, I'm sure he knows how to tune a dang amplifier. And then they tried screwing him on it, you know, and then they says, no, this is what it is. And then it come to find out, and then the company started closing, but their repair center was still open at the time. I don't know if it is anymore. But the main guy that used to be working on amplifiers, he was really good. But they got this tech in there. He's like, yeah, kind of okay. Yeah, he had it in the service department for many, many months, for a good almost 8 months, and then he had a commander amp, and he sent that out just to, you know, it's a command amp is a really good amplifier, and he wanted that to get looked at. He got it all fixed up, got that fixed, and someone tried to screw him out of that deal, and then he told him I want it back, and he brought it to a professional guy that knows his stuff. And he says, that thing's a killer. And I told him, when you get that amplifier back, get rid of that MFJ thing. Get rid of that solid state crap. I don't know, because that's all I run is tube type. I don't run any of that. I mean, if you run a transistor like for 10 meters or whatever, or here, whatever, that's fine. But even if on time, I'd still get like a little small tube amp or something. But I don't know. I'm mostly a tube amp guy. I don't know. I just like the old school. The amps the best. They take more abuse, but I never abuse them though. But they'll last a lot longer than a transistor. You buy a transistor, you know, it's gonna cost you some money in repairs because you can't repair these new amps now. You got to send it out.
Well, maybe a commercial transistor amp, you know, you might not be able to repair it yourself, but when you start getting into homebrew stuff and building it yourself, it's a whole world of difference. And, yeah, one time I built a 4 transistor amplifier using those, they're NPN transistors that run on 28 volts, or no, 52 volts, I'm sorry. They run on 50 to 52 volts, and I had to build a separate power supply when I built this amplifier just to run that amplifier. And I'm telling you what, on HF, it's neat. On HF, that thing works really good. You know, a lot of it is making sure you got a filter port, you know, for each band there so that, you know, it's not, you know, putting sprays out there. You got to have a band selector switch on it. And, you know, each band's got to be tuned properly, you know. Once you get all that done and you build it yourself, I mean, you really can't go wrong. And it's a lot easier to fix it if something goes wrong, too. Those transistors, you know, they're about, I don't know, $50, $60 a piece, you know, that gets expensive if you burn one out.
Yeah, roger that. Well, yeah, I know the tubes are expensive, like the 57 2Bs. For 2 of them, they'll cost you like $300 and something for a quad for my 811H. I think it's like 400 and something. Change the Pendalab ones. Unless you want to go real cheap, go get the Chinesium ones. They'll cost you maybe a few hundred. But the Pendalab tubes are it's Cast Meow. They're the good ones, and they're backed up for a 1-year warranty. That's all I run, and that's what's in my two. Oh shoot! It's in my 811H, and I think it's in my 200 too. Because I got these amps from a friend of mine, and he takes care of his stuff, and it's really nice. And the SP200's got the soft start in there. And it was all been rebuilt too until that power surge came. Bang! I was in the garage. I was on the phone with him, no less. And he goes, "What the hell was that?" He goes, "Oh man, it's my amp. It's starting to." We had a power surge, and 'cause that thing ran good for like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks straight. I mean, it worked really good. I just don't know how the hell that thing just arced out like that. The high voltage board just went like that. I think it's Harvick is running. The guy that bought them out is running cheap parts. There's no surge protection in them boards. I got a board off Fleabay, and it's brand new, already put together. It has all the instructions, and it has it's all surge protected. And his boards, when you put them together, they're not. They have no MOVs. This board has plenty of MOVs in it. So if I have another surge, it'll probably help a little bit if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, those MOVs, they're a lot cheaper to replace than what it costs to replace tubes and other components. So, but yeah, surge protection is extremely important to have in any piece of equipment, regardless of what it is.
Yeah, you got to figure that tube amp, that SB200, what is it, 2,500 volts on the plate or something like that, or coming out, was it 2,600 volts? I can't remember now. But yeah, and then the board is, you got current there on the grid or the plate. There's like 2,600 volts or more, and when that thing went, boy, I tell you what, when that surge came up, man, I tell you, that thing must have went up to 2,800 volts or more, and that board just went. I just heard it in the other room, and I came in here, and it was smoking here. It stunk bad. It took out my doorknob capacitors and everything, and I was like, son of a gun, So I got it going again, but when I key up or turn the switch to see what the plate is, it buzzes. So I'm thinking, oh, well, when you key it up, it starts to buzz on the relay. So I'm assuming that when you key up, it sucks up all that energy out of that board. So that board is no good, and the caps are probably no good. So it took a big hit. So I got another board better than Harvick. It's got all MOVs in it and everything. I'm just hoping I didn't blow my meters, but I saw the voltage meter go up, and the tubes lit up, and I got to go back in there again, take it down, put this new board in there.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, it might be running on 2750 volts too. I don't remember. That could even be at an SB220 I'm thinking about too. But anyway, yeah, they can be real finicky. Power surges are real terrible on anything. Alright, sir, well, I'm going to wrap this up, and I really want to get that cover off the radio and find that adjustment in there to get this thing right at frequency where it's supposed to be at. And I know it's really close right now. Can't be that far off, but we've been talking to you for a while. It seems like the radio's not really having any major issues on the audio chain, so yeah, as long as you're telling me that the audio sounds good and it's not distorted or sounding like there's RF getting into it, then everything will be alright.
Yeah, just your transmit frequency there, it's off. It's low. It's got to go up a little, just a hair, probably a pinch, not even. Maybe a couple KCs or a KC. I'm not sure, but it could be off by a KC the way it sounds. Roger that. Exactly.
Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get off this thing, and you have a good rest of the day, sir, and thank you for staying out here with me. I really enjoyed the show, and it's not often I can talk to somebody like yourself out here outside, man, and inside the channel for a while, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well that's what I like doing. I like talking on the radio and rag chew on the radio and make friends on the radio. I do the same thing with 551. He's in Ontario, Canada. I talk to him quite regularly. When he's on, we talk just like this. Unit 551. 551. We usually go on 30. Well, start from 36, and we go down or whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down right now so I don't forget. Can't remember spots, so I'm gonna write that down. Unit 551?
Yeah, Unit 551. Yeah, he's in Ontario, Canada. You hear him, give him a shout. He's a real nice guy to talk to. Down to earth, really cool dude. You know, he does repairs with his stuff, and that's how we hit it off. You know, we're good friends there, and telling him what I'm doing, he tells me what he's doing. You know, it's pretty neat. And I bought into good people. You know.
Yeah, Roger. What was your numbers and your first one?
Yeah, mine is 209er, 209er, and then the name is J, Julia to Alpha Yankee.
What was the name again? Julia Alpha Yankee?
Yeah, it's 209 and the operator J, Julia to Alpha Yankee. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Alright, I made a note of that as well, and yeah, my operating numbers are 9er, 8er, and my first post Rick, Golf Romeo Echo Golf, over.
Roger on that, Rick. Gotcha.
Are you normally on channel 36?
Yeah, I'm always on channel 36. That's like my home channel. I like it. There's usually some normal people on there. If it gets too crowded, I'll go to 37 or 39 or over here. I stay away from 38. I hate it. It's just like 7200, you know?
Right. Alright, well, after I get this radio adjusted, and as long as the DX goes up and I can get a hold of you, I'll give you a call when I get done with it, over.
Yeah, Roger. That sounds fine with me. It sounds good, man. Well, good luck with it. And like I said, you're a little low. All you got to do is come up a little bit. And whatever you see on that clarifier, you know, if it's down to the left a little, you just got to come up probably a hair or so. I don't know. I mean, the way it sounds, it doesn't sound that bad. I mean, I've heard radios that were way off. That's pretty close. I mean, I can understand you perfectly, and it's just off a little. Not much. It's pretty close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think if I mess with the master oscillator setting a little bit, I think that'll bring everything in line where it's supposed to be at. So, you know, there's just kind of settings for 5 PM and AM on this radio, so, but if I can get in by the master oscillator, and give it just a little bit of a movement there, I think it ought to get real close to being on frequency there.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I probably won't even recognize you. You get that thing going, as long as you say your numbers and all that, I'll say, well, there you go. You got it on right on the nose now. So I'm sure you'll get that done. I know it, because if I can do it, you can do it. I mean, I've done it with this old realistic sidebander I got here. It was the silver-faced one, the earlier ones. That thing was all jacked. Well, you got to figure it's old. Plus, one of these days I like to recap it, you know, because it's got all the original stuff in there, and it needed alignment. I did the best alignment as best I could, and it works beautiful, you know. So then I got rid of that DIN plug. I converted it over to like a Cobra, and it works. It works really good, and yeah. So. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, the gentleman that I'm doing the work for with this Galaxy radio, he's a nice guy. He's an Army veteran, and he used to be a pilot, so like he's 84 or 86 years old, and this radio is his absolute pride and joy, so I'm doing everything I can to take really good care of it for him, and you know, he likes to talk on tri-band a lot. I can't remember what his numbers are. It's something alpha something. But anyway, his first was real good stand-up guy. He's always polite and respectful and all that good stuff. So I'm doing this for him. You know, this is something special. I ordinarily don't work on other seniors' equipment because, you know, a lot of times what happens is they'll do something wrong, the operator error, and then they blame the technician for it, and I'm just not going to get into all that mess. But this guy's not that way.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes we make mistakes, you know, it happens, you know, crap happens. It's just the way it goes, you know. I mean, we're human, you know, we make mistakes. But I'm sure you'll get that radio working good. I know you will.
Yeah, Roger. All right, well, seems like the audio seems okay, and that was the most important thing to address first and foremost, and now it's just a matter of getting it right on frequency there. Hopefully it'll stay on.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, I would get the schematic on that thing, and I think it's pretty much close to a President Jackson, I think. No, that's a newer radio. Well, it's pretty close. I'm not sure it has surface mount in that or not, but I'm trying to remember that board. I can't remember it, but yeah, there should be. Hopefully, there's a bigger pot in there that you can adjust. But nowadays, these pots are so dang tiny. They're like little Phillip heads. They're tiny little things. Oh my God! Why did he do these things? Why? You know?
Yeah, I understand. Thankfully, in my Anytone 6666 Pro, there are no pods in there. If you want to do a service alignment on that, it's done using the computer. And, you know, when you first get those radios out of the box, the first thing you should do is get the software port, download it from their website, and make sure that you upgrade to the latest version of the software on the radio. And you got to get the alignment software from their website and the proper USB cable to do this. And you got to turn the settings down, you know, on those Anytones. If you don't, you know, they're not going to sound real well. You want about a 4-to-1 ratio on your forward swing and AM mode, and you know, a lot of times right out of the box, those things are putting out 10, 12, 15 watts, you know, and that's not right. So I turn them way down to about 3.5 watts, and they'll flick forward to about 40 on the PED, which is excellent, you know.
Yeah, I'm not really an AMer anyway, so I got nothing to really worry about. You know, and my radio will last forever, and you know, yeah, it should be good to go. You know, because like I said, I'm mostly a sideband operator, so, and I don't know, it should be okay. But yeah, it has like a data plug in the back of the thing. I don't know. I don't know what kind of cable that is, but kind of almost looks like a Android almost cable. But I have no idea. I just, like I said, when I bought it, I just took it out of the box, and that was pretty much it. And set the thing, put this mic, rebuilt it, and that was pretty much it there, Roger.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, you know, when you do the firmware upgrade, you know, it brings you, if you like CW, it brings you all kinds of CW features to the video. Yeah, microphone mod you can do, where you can connect a 3.5 millimeter plug to it. You know, you got to install the appropriate jack too on the microphone. Then you can connect your straight key to that. You can do CW, you know, readily from that radio, that Anytone 6666 Pro. And on CW, man, it's a very capable radio. I've used it many times on CW, so you know, it all depends on what you want to do. Like you, I prefer sideband more than AM or FM. But we have a local group up here in my general area, and they all like to use AM mode. So I can deactivate it down and anyway, it was good chatting with you, Jay, and you have a good rest of your day. I'm gonna have to stop talking or I'm gonna here all day with you, so I can get this worked up at the radio.
All right, Roger that there. Yeah, all right. Well, you get that thing all buttoned up there, and I enjoyed the conversation, and doing a bang-up job from up that way here. And We just hung in there through the whole time. That's pretty good. And yeah, like I said, I'm mostly a sideband operator. I don't like the AM. I think AM's just they're all a bunch of bozos on AM down here. I don't like AM. I like the sideband action. That's where it's at there. So, all right, well, we'll let you go and let you finish up your project there. And I don't want to hold you up, but I could talk to you until the band shuts down. Oh man. All right, man. We'll catch you later, and I'll be monitoring 36 there. So we'll catch you later. You got 209 Operator J. That's Julie Alpha Yankee here in the southeast coast of Florida, waving back. Roger that. Catch you later. CQ, CQDX, CQDX, 209, Central Florida, calling and standing by. CQDX, CQDX, 209, Central Florida, calling and standing by.
Keystone 605 Texas with that afternoon wave.
CQ, calling CQ, 209, Central Florida, calling and standing by.
Hey, good, Mr. 129. I hope you have a great day. 411 Buckeye. I got it pointed right at
you. CQDX, 209, Central Florida, calling and standing by. Yeah, you got 209 from the southeast coast of Florida. You got Operator J, Juliet Alpha Yankee here, Roger. Hey, Roger, on the Cobra 2000 there. It's doing a good job there. There's a lot of stations out there. We'll do a wave there. I think you were in Connecticut, I think it was. I can't remember. What were you at?
Around Kalamazoo. Take care over there. 7Q5 like you always do. Jackson attack. Catch you later. We'll do it again. Bye. Sounds good.
Okay, Roger on the Kalamazoo, Michigan. Kalamazoo, Michigan. I got you there. Roger. You sounded good down this way for sure. Doing a good job. Keep up the good work. You got 209 Operator J standing by.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming back. Hey, 209 Operator J over there in Florida. You're 163. Northwest Indiana there. 34 waving.
Hey, Unit 34, sounding real good here. No problem whatsoever. Sounded really good. Yeah, I just had to come down here. 36 is all tied up with all this baloney, but I came down here. Thank God I did, Roger.
Hey, Roger. Well, I tell you what, it's rough and tough, but you come right over to the pile. What part of Florida are you in, if you don't mind me asking? Keep up the good work.
Yeah, I'm in the Brevard County. I'm in Palm Bay, Florida. That's Papa Alpha Lima Mike Bravo Alpha Yankee. Not far from Cape Canaveral, Florida, and next to Cocoa Beach. Roger.
Hey, QSL. Yeah, we used to live out in Vero Beach back in the 80s. We used to live out there in Florida. We loved it. We just couldn't make a living out there, you know. At that time, it was more for the retirees where I was at in Vero Beach. So we come back here where our roots were in Northwest Indiana, and we ain't been back since. I know one day I'd like to give it a try. We're in our second year of retirement now, and you know, it's on the bucket list to go pay Vero Beach a visit there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger on the Vero Beach. Yeah, I had my grandparents used to live there, Vero. That's where my doctor's office is when I had cancer or whatever. There's Cleveland Clinic up there. That's the hospital I had my operation done. I know Vero Beach pretty good, and my grandmother used to live up there in Vero Beach. There, Sebastian, just next to Sebastian, right there, Roger.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I used to go fishing there in Sebastian, off to Sebastian Inlet. I remember doing that, and we used to live on the highway A1A out there, right off the beach, man. I was lucky, lived in a duplex, and you know, I was young. I didn't realize that. 7-Eleven, up there around that rock and roll hall of fame, you know. No doubt about it, making a nice.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're talking about. Exactly, I know exactly where you're talking about. Absolutely, 100%. That's a small world, I guess, after all, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, look, I appreciate you acknowledging our station. You got the American Radio of Northwest Indiana 34. First personal, is that Echo Delta?
69669 Ontario,
Tower, Gary, Indiana, 30 miles southeast of Chicago.
We're monitoring. We're waving instead of...
31 Ontario, Canada, wait.
All right, man. We'll catch you later. Nice chat with you there. You're doing a good job. We got some pileups going on out there, some big stations out there. And we'll say 73s, and nice to chat with you. You have yourself the rest good evening. You got 209 in Central Florida. We're on the side.
All right, 209, 73rd to you and yours, and happy DXing. This is American Radio of Northwest Indiana 34, standing by. Thank you, sir, 73rd.
Roger, 7-3. CQ, 209, Central Florida, calling and standing by.
How about that 209 Central Florida? How about 279 Central Florida? 407 Toronto, Ontario. This mobile waving in.
Yeah, 407 Ontario Mobile. I got you there, 407 Mobile, 209 in Central Florida, waving back.
34 with the wave right back.
You're sounding good down here in my mobile in Toronto, Ontario. Keep up the good work and have a good day. 73. It's busy out there, you.
All right, yeah, same back to you, man. Your mobile's definitely working for you there up in there, Toronto, Canada there. In the mobile, it's doing good there. I wouldn't change a thing, leave it the way it is. All right, we'll catch you later, and drive safe in that mobile. You got 209 Central Florida on the side.
Maybe we can pick it back up again. All right, be the American Radio 34, Northwest Indiana. We're going to stand by upon your final, sir.
12 elements pointed east. 209, you have a good one out there. 73s, we'll talk to you again. 407 Ontario, Canada, mobile. We said that, you.
All right, there, 407 in the mobile and Ontario, Toronto, Canada. There, you have yourself a good one. 73s, appreciate the conversation there a little bit there. Good, nice call. Do a little wave there, and you have yourself a good one. Drive safe. 209 Central Florida on the side.
Southwest Michigan, standing by around Kalamazoo. 757, Colorado.
Yeah, how about that station out of Central Michigan? I heard of Central Michigan in there. 209 Central Florida, call.
05, Cape Cod. Here around Kalamazoo, Michigan, 163, saying 73, enjoy the DX. Florida radio.
Yeah, 163 or 163 Kalamazoo, Michigan, 163. You're blowing smoke down this way here in the Central Florida, Roger.
Copy on that Central Florida, yeah. Glad to hear I'm doing the deal down there. 163, we're standing by.
Hey, Roger on that. They're 163 in Kalamazoo, Michigan. No problem there whatsoever. No pain, no strain, as they say. Doing a great job down this way in the southeast coast of Florida. You got 209 Operator J. We'll be on the side.
Yeah, 209, you're booming.
550,
Whole channel whenever you key out.
557, DX land, how about out there in DX land, 407 Ontario, Canada,
Yeah, they're 209, 163.
Okay, roger that, man. You take care, 7-3. Appreciate the contact there, and happy DX to you. And have yourself a good one. Take care up there in Kalamazoo, Michigan. 209, Central Florida, on the side.
Robin.
Everybody hears everybody else just a little bit different.
I hope this live comes out. I had a live this morning, and I had a good contacts, and I lost it. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully this will come out when I put it back on. This is second number 2 video. I have a highlight of it, but I didn't get the damn the full live on the first one.
163 said that. We're on the side.
Everybody's walking on everybody. Good job, edgewise.
Appreciate the flowers there, Mr.
Fairfax, it is 281, personal bean Jim. Jim 281, New Jersey, Mobile. QSL 13, QSL.
CQDX, 209, Central Florida. Calling and standing by.
Come on, Matt, what is your 20 out there for this 281? What is your 20?
CQDX, 209, Central Florida, 209, Central Florida. Calling and standing by.
Oh, yeah, QSL, no problem.
Yeah, what happened on 36? Everybody take off. They're on 37, I guess. Everybody's on there. That's all. Big old bee's nest on 37. Everybody around on channel 36 here on the lower sideband. 209 Central Florida. Calling and standing by.
That is terrific. Galaxy. It's a Galaxy 2517. It's a rack radio. And the box is a Carlsbrook box. All right, QSL.
37. CQDX, 209, Central Florida, 209, Central Florida. Calling and standing by.
Southwest Michigan, waving a hand.
Yeah, I heard somebody calling me out there. Heard somebody calling. There's a big old bee's nest in there. Big old bee's nest. 209 Central Florida. Listening out here.
101, 101.
Yeah, there's heavy traffic. There's about 9 Florida stations, and we got a New York station. So I'm going to stand by. Y'all take care. I heard each and every one of you, but I just don't know who to talk to. You got Unit 49 Dallas standing by.
Hey, Unit 49 Dallas. Unit 49 Dallas, sir. I can hear you loud and proud here in the state of Florida here. No problem. Go ahead.
All right, 209. Yeah, I heard you the whole time. You're blowing smoke.
Hey, Roger on that. I got a good 10 over S9 on your signal there, man. I tell you, you're just walking over the big ones out there, Roger.
Appreciate it. Nothing special. Just a striker 955 with an IMAX or 101 Texas.
Oh, hey, Roger on that. Doing a good job there. We're just running a Anytone 666 Pro with a D104 with an old serial antenna. That's it, Roger.
Well, it's working. You're over the top of everybody down there in San Pao. Appreciate the response here, Mr. 209. Blowing a lot of smoke. You're 9 over here. Unit 49. We're about 50 miles north of downtown Dallas.
Hey, Roger on that, my friend. I appreciate that. We'll keep some of them good old pink flowers there, red flowers or whatever, the bouquet flowers there. I tell you, you're just banging in here like you're in my town here. You got 209 and Operator J. Have yourself a good day and happy DX. Sound and Choice. 209 Central Florida on the site.
101 HAMRADIO. I hope you get there.
Who else do we got in the house here and on the live feed here? CQDX, 209 here in Central Florida. Calling CQDX, standing by.
209, still blowing smoke in Toronto, Ontario. My reading Mobile 407 says hi, yip yip.
Hey, Roger 407 in Toronto Mobile. We still hearing me out there? I still hear you out there. No problem there. No pain, no strain, as they saying goes. Sounded good, man. Still got you in there. Yeah, 209 Operator J waving again.
407 Ontario, Canada. Operator Jim. Julie, in my...
Roger that, Jim. Roger that. There, we got you. All right, man. We'll be standing by at QRT here on the side. I'm going to give this my last one, guys. I'm going to say 73 is a flip on the flipper side there. I'm going to give my radio a break, give myself a break. I'm getting pretty tired. So anybody that joined me, Jay and Terry and then everybody else that joined in, thanks for stopping by. Give a like, share, comment, subscribe. And I really appreciate everything. So anyhow, appreciate y'all stopping by. And this is all about radio. Radio, and radio. Anyways, catch you later, guys. Catch you on the next one. Later.